shoot, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, knock grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. Now, this is the day before the 4th of July, and you know, the 3rd of July is always a great time. You get to plan your day, what your day ahead is going to be. It's always a great time for me because, you know, after celebrating my birthday yesterday and celebrating my son's birthday the day before, it's been fantastic. What I want to say is I want to thank each and every last one of you guys who gave me well wishes on my birthday. I went live yesterday because, you know, I was lazy, didn't want to do the editing, but I didn't want to miss the work. And to be honest with you, I didn't want to, you know, upset my wife because she went through the whole thing of making reservations and stuff like that. So, you know, went out, had a good time, and, you know, got my red stripe. So shout out to Bonty. That'll be going down tomorrow at the cookout. And yeah, you know, people ask me, "Yo, King, what do you cook out if you don't eat meat?" Bro, fish. What happened? It's a fish dish, man. Lobster, some rice and pea, some red stripe. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good barbecue. But we're going to have a good time. We're going to have an absolute good time. We're going to have such a good time. I'm talking to you guys like y'all been here. Yo, listen, please pardon my rudeness. If it's your first time finding this channel, please accept my invitation to subscribe, like, follow, and subscribe, and share it out to friends, because why not share out a good time, right? Helps the algorithm. I've noticed a lot of you guys aren't, you know, members, and it helps the algorithm if you put a like and, you know, subscribe, you know. And if you feel so, you know, kind, share it out. But we got some stuff to talk about today. Like this is the year of Transformers. I really think that it's going to be a transformative year. 2024 is a transformative year that's going to transform and transcend us to different levels. We have a streaming platform merging with each other and forming different things. We have people that are known for the movie industry and video games stepping into the world of crypto. It's so many different things that we get a chance to talk about on this channel. We are a very flexible channel where we will delve into every aspect of every video game company and talking about everything that is topical for us. Remember, this is Xbox Frontline News, where we talk about all the news in gaming, but Xbox is our priority, and that's the platform we choose. So without further ado, let's get into this next topic, which is pretty cool. Everybody's talking about Activision Blizzard King bringing Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy over to Game Pass. It's supposed to be happening sometime in the next month. I think it's in August, right? So the critically acclaimed remake compilation will reportedly hit in Microsoft subscription service in August 2024. And, you know, I'm kind of disappointed in the fact that Diablo 4 is still the only game that came over so far from this this acquisition. But as the case is winding down and coming to a close, I think that you're going to start seeing a lot more games hitting the Xbox Game Pass ecosystem. And, you know, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, I think that's a good start in August to fill the empty space inside that month. Because, you know, we have a lot of games that's hitting Game Pass this month. So I guess now they're going to start looking where they can slot games in. So, Xbox Game Pass is set to receive the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy this summer, 2024. A well-known leak has said this would make the critically acclaimed 2017 compilation the second Blizzard game to reach Xbox Game Pass since the company was acquired by Microsoft. Developed by current Blizzard Entertainment subsidiary Vicarious Visions. Vicarious Visions used to do a lot of my Game Boy Advance I guess ports. They're pretty good. It was originally published by Activision for the PlayStation 4 in June 2017, before making its way to the Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and the PC a year later. The bundle was met with overwhelming positive reviews, as it reflected in the Open Critic aggregate of 80, as well as its 80% reviewer recommendation rate. So, we need it. This is Microsoft's mascot, whether people want to believe it or not. And even more games may be coming to Xbox Game Pass soon. Nevertheless, the leak opened that the first two Tony Hawk entries in the Spyro Reignited trilogy is also bound to reach Xbox Game Pass soon, even though he isn't certain whether that will be actually happening in August. I think we're going to have a bunch of games. So the Insane Trilogy with Crash Bandicoot. It was one that missed me. I guess because it launched on PlayStation first, and I'm like, it's whatever, because a lot of times I've played all of the games before. Like, I've been there with each and every last one of those games, but I know they did a HD remake of it, remaster, not a remake, remaster of the games, and it was well received. I like Crash Team Racing, so I'm looking for those titles to make it over, but this lends to the bigger problem with the Activision Blizzard deal, right? Activision Blizzard King deal that Microsoft, when they acquired them. Now, they acquired them, but they're still in court right now. And the fact of the matter of them being still in court, they weren't able to execute their plans the way that they hoped that they could executed their plans. Even though everything looks like it's business as usual, the only game that they brought over was Diablo 4. And I'm gonna be real with you. Like, that's my least favorite Diablo, but it's still Diablo that I love, right? And when it turned into like a game of service feel to it, kind of lost me. I'm sorry. I like the dungeon crawler stuff like that, the looter stuff, but yeah, I don't like me resetting my character when the new season comes. It just turned me off completely. So, I walked away from it. And I'm gonna probably, Vessel of Hatred, I'm gonna probably jump right back in because I like the story. I want to complete the story, but I jump right back out of it. But I want to see more Activision games make their way over to the Game Pass section of Xbox. And I think because this game is supposed to show up in August, so I think that's a good look. And I think it's a prelude to what's to come, right? I think that you're going to start seeing little trickles of all these games hitting inside Game Pass, because what you don't want to do is oversaturate and devalue, because you can't oversaturate and devalue Game Pass, right? By putting so many good titles in there. You may think it's a boon, but what you want to do is have a constant, steady flow, opposed to just like a dump, right? So you take your time, you have a constant, steady flow, whereas when you do introduce new titles to the platform, you can expound on how great those titles are. You can advertise briefly in all these streaming services that you are partnered with. It works very well. Okay, PlayStation fake stockholders and PlayStation followers. If you're into Sony, I think this right now should pique your interest to let you know exactly where the company's direction is going, how much video games companies that they're going to start acquiring. And I knew we were just around the corner and Sony was going to purchase a new developer, and lo and behold, they didn't disappoint. Sony acquires Amber. If you've You know, they are known for their top quality games. Let me stop BSing you. They acquired a crypto group. Sony will debut the revamped S Block exchange at an undisclosed date. Sony expands into crypto with the acquisition of Amber in Japan. Now, this is big, though. In addition to redesigning the UI screen, the renewal of the whale fin will include the release of a new app to provide an easier-to-use service after the renewal. We also plan for further expand on the supported currencies and functions. According to a July 1st statement, Sony will become the new owner of Amber Japan's Winfail exchange and will be renamed S Blocks Co. It stated. That's right. Sony from the block. You know about Sony. They from the Blizzard, son. However, the release did not provide information when the new exchange would become operational. This acquisition comes over 2 years after Singapore-based Amber Group acquired Decurrent at a regulated Japanese crypto exchange and rebranded it as Amber Japan. Sources revealed that the exchange faced significant challenges in 2022 due to its exposure to collapse of the FTX exchange, leading to substantial losses. Yeah, so Sony went in there, scooped them up for the low. You know how you're supposed to do it, baby. They down there, man. They make your money moves. Sony. To mitigate finances issues, Amber Japan raised $300 million in a series in Series C funding round in December 22, and investments from Fenbushi Capital, Temasek, and Sequoia China. The funding aimed to protect customers affected by the FTX collapse. Now, that collapse was huge in the sense that a lot of dudes took a bath in crypto. Crypto is a hard game to play. If you're not financially solvent, if you're not independent, I think you should stay away from the crypto game. But, you know, Sony got the bread to play these games, and I think they see opportunity in which they can, you know, take it to the next level. Sony acquisition. Oh, no thanks. Sony acquisition follows Amber Group's announcement in April 23 that it was considering selling its Japanese subsidiary to focus on institutional rather than retail businesses. The acquisition will expand Sony Group's portfolio to include crypto alongside its gaming, music, and electronics business. The move is also expected to boost Sony's market value beyond its current $100 billion valuation. Meanwhile, this is not Sony's first foray into emerging industry. In 2023, Sony filed a patent for NFT framework to enable the use of NFTs in game assets across its gaming platforms. This is the part what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Sony pushing NFTs. That deal isn't over with. They still have the NFT framework built up. So all you PlayStation stockholders, all you financial dudes, all you dudes talking about the console shares, kid, PlayStation is winning the war. You've lost the war. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know how we do it over here. We're going to run it up on them bums. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. Hashtag we won't stop. Can't stop. No Diddy. I'm just saying. When your company is making moves like this, and I'm not saying this is a slight move, they acquire Amber. And Amber had a lot of losses, right? So what they did was they propped up the company to protect the shareholders, and they actually found a sucker that was going to buy it. Well, look who it is. Look who it is, Mr. Low Budget Purchaser, to run in there to push their company over $100 billion so it could look better on the books. But then you purchase something. And I feel sorry for the PlayStation. I really feel sorry for the PlayStation fan. Like, if you're a pony right now, you are down so bad with them showing that they value everything else but you. You are not valued at all. They value old dead movie theaters. They value making electric cars. They value everything. Music catalogs from Queen. They value everything but video games. Like everybody's getting love, but you. How the hell does that make you feel? And I look at PlayStation dudes talk about this is the best time in video game history for PlayStation. That's a damn farce. This is the worst time that y'all ever had. Y'all are down so bad. And for the uninitiated, for the unappreciated, for those dudes that don't understand what's really going on, you guys are in a fog, like you don't know, like the sheep, the sheep, if you will, you guys don't know, but you true PlayStation fans understand. They'll see the writing on the wall. You're dead, man walking out on the green mile. Dead man walking. Sony. Oh, you having your last meal, baby. This is the last days of I want you to get up off that mat because I just think you just got knocked down and ref is counting and they're gonna give you a standing 8 count. But Microsoft is about to put the beats upon you, boy. I'm here for all of it, man. And shout out for the PlayStation fan. Hey, man, you're looking mighty good in them jeans. What Mr. T said. Hey, boy. Eddie Murphy. Yo. Oh, new Eddie Murphy flick, Beverly Hills Cop, is on Netflix. I'm about to go check that out. I'm watching some new anime too. What Genshiru, the Path of the Lone Wolf, something like that. Yeah. One-on-one fighters. You know how I am. I love those animes. Oh, let me go back to that cryptocurrency stuff real quick because I walked away from it with Sony. Remember the NFT framework? That stuff is still built into the PlayStation, and they still want to capitalize on you guys. Now, the beatings will be monumental, of course, but what Sony themselves wants to do is a little bit more nefarious than you think. With the NFT framework, what they want you to do is invest in NFTs. Now, remember, the NFT craze has stopped and nobody has since then picked it up. Sony did not walk away from that because they see value in NFTs, right? So they want to build an ecosystem. Remember when Sony had Sony Home, where it was like PlayStation Home and you had the home where you had your whole area and you built your stuff? Now, imagine if you can build a room, if you will. If you ever went to MySpace, if you ever had MySpace back in the days, it was a high competitor to Facebook. And in MySpace, what you would do was you would have your own little like page and you would decorate it how you wanted to decorate it. It had your top 5 friends. You had your music playing on your page. You had your videos and you decorated it how you wanted to decorate it. But what happened there is that, went the way of the dodo. The same thing with the PlayStation Home. PlayStation Home, you could decorate your house the way you want it. Now, could you imagine now if you have invested in crypto and invested in NFTs and you could use these NFTs inside real game world scenarios where you have a little hub where it's just your stuff and you purchase all this stuff? This is the problem that I'm having with the diversity where Sony looks at you guys as pursers. They look at you guys as walking wallets and they are looking to exploit you at every turn. Don't be too shocked with this current situation with them buying this cryptocurrency situation where they don't look to ways to exploit you guys as far as getting you into crypto, pushing that on you. You're going to have crypto ads coming your way, but then also the NFT. Be very careful for what is to transpire next because a wounded animal is a desperate animal and a desperate animal will do anything to survive. Paramount is hunting for a streaming partner and could cook off a wave of new deals. Paramount global leaders are having discussions with a number of companies to explore merging Paramount, its money-losing streaming service. Warner Brothers Discovery has interest in merging Max and Paramount as a joint venture, according to people familiar with the matter. Media companies are considering new ways to better monetize the streaming content after billions of dollars of losses over the past several years. Now, what I've been trying to explain to people is these larger conglomerates that have these streaming services are looking at their bleeding money. So in the beginning, everybody went out there on these separate ways trying to make money separately, like HBO, Stars, everybody. And what they realized is that it was a lot harder to nail it down and to stream it locally to a point where it made financial sense. So what you're seeing now is a lot of bundling. We're going right back to how cable used to be. Remember when it was like one streaming company and then they had different brands there? We're getting right back to the same um situation where it used to be a la carte. Now everything is going to be like bundled all into one. Paramount is holding talks with other entertainment companies about merging Paramount Plus streaming service with existing platforms. If it reaches a deal, it may kick off a new wave of streaming partnerships that could put the entire media industry in firmer footing. Paramount Global leadership is having active discussion with other media and tech companies executives to determine if a structure makes sense for both parties where Paramount can be merged with another streaming entity and potentially co-owned. According to people familiar with the matter, who asked not to be named because discussions are private, one of the companies has expressed a desire to reach a deal as Warner Brothers Discovery, which makes sense. Also, people familiar with the matter, combining Max and Paramount could strengthen both services, allowing them to better compete with Netflix and Disney's suite of platforms. Like, Disney has Hulu, ESPN for eyeballs and future content. Warner Brother Discovery had preliminary merger talks for a deal for all of Paramount Global earlier this year, but talks didn't escalate. We need to talk about this part because we're seeing this same thing happen in the gaming space with the streaming wars that was happening, but it seems like Microsoft learned from everybody else's mistakes and don't want to bleed money. They want to make money. We are seeing a lot of these larger companies understand the failing in the marketplace where they couldn't get a grasp on streaming. They thought they had a grasp on it, didn't know that it was the wild, wild west. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to consolidate and come together to get a streaming package together. Paramount looks like it's going to be merging with Warner Brothers, and then they can put a deal together to go to, I don't know, something like HBO Max or whatever the hell. We've seen this happen in the section with Xbox streaming with with Amazon and then also with Nvidia. Those individuals that we thought that was they were competitors, and a lot of the streaming, those smaller streaming companies all across the world, Microsoft has made 10-year deals with these guys, and it stands to bear that we're going back into content. We're going back to the cable days. Remember when you had the cable box and you got all your information and all your stuff from one cable provider, and that's kind of how it was. They're consolidating right back to where they diverged from. But they try to go out on their own. They lost a lot of bread, and it just didn't work. And it's just gonna sink right back into nothingness. And I just feel that this thing here, this thing here is it's forming back to what we tried to run away from. And what we tried to run away from is the high price tag of the consolidation of all the content we were getting in one place. And it looks like if they have a bundle package, that we will have the same issue that we walked away from before, because we went a la carte, and a la carte, these guys can't survive, but together they can thrive. So I told you Sony didn't have the money to purchase Paramount. They needed Apollo. Warner Brothers doesn't have that issue. They can merge together. They can form a larger entity, and then they can just merge with Max, and you can get like the Max bundle, where you have Warner Brother movies, and then you can also have the Paramount movies. I like the Paramount stuff. Shout out to Legendary Yobi, my Paramount brother. We definitely love the Halo stuff, so I'm interested, highly invested. Xbox Live is back after an outage lasting several hours. Many Xbox owners couldn't sign in for the multiplayer streaming or other online features on Tuesday afternoon and well into the evening. Now, yesterday was my birthday, and the fact that it was out was wild to me because I didn't find out, right? I found out on air, and it's kind of nuts. But Xbox has resolved the widespread outage that prevented players from connecting to Xbox Live, playing online games, downloading games, or using other services for several hours. Users should no longer be encountering issues signing into Xbox Live and services. Xbox says it's on his Xbox post. Thank you for your patience. Game on. Issues with Xbox Live seem to have started around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with the down detected reports beginning to rise around that time. At around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Xbox said it was aware that some users have been disconnecting from Xbox Live, and the company started investigating. Tom Warren, from The Verge, said everything is down. Meanwhile, in the status page, Xbox account and profile services suffered major outages. You may not be able to sign in to your Xbox, your profile, and disconnect it. Listen, I clown PlayStation when it happens to them, and I'm going to have to clown Xbox when it happens to them. I sit there and I talk about PlayStation's security is piss poor. Well, listen, Xbox, you did know better. They came right back. You saw that PlayStation went down, and you should have doubled up on yours. So we'll be talking about that today. All right. Xbox Live went down yesterday. And I'm going to tell you something, Xbox. Like, I didn't jump on my PC. I see a lot of you dudes in the comments. Yeah, I jumped on your PC. I did whatever. I could have picked up my ROG. I could have picked up my Steam Deck. I could have did whatever. You know what I did? I jumped on my PlayStation. You know what I was playing? I was playing Ratchet and Clank. Why? Because I did say something about Ratchet and Clank, and I was saying that, and because I never finished it, right? And I was saying that I would rather play Ratchet and Clank than play that Astrobot game. And to be honest with you, I'm a huge Ratchet and Clank fan. I'm a huge Jack and Dexter fan. Been that way ever since they came out, and I purchased all of them. So, and this is the only one that I didn't finish, and I'm gonna go back and finish it because I love Clank. I love Ratchet, and that new Wombat girl is cool. But Xbox, when you're down, you force people to find other places, and sometimes people don't come back. Get your stuff together. Because the same way that PlayStation went down, it's kind of weird that, and I'm talking about us as companies, we are too wide open, for cyber attacks in that fashion. When the information does come out, and we do know exactly what happened, if they were hacked, if it was certain things, we will get a chance to understand what is going on, because this level of security breaches should not go on. I should not be able, and what's crazy is, how terrible you are now, because let me tell you something. I had a disc. Remember we was talking about physical and digital? I had my Resident Evil 2 disc in there. Tell me why I was not able to play my games. Tell me why my Xbox had to sit there dead. Because no matter if you have physical, you cannot play your games. They have to check the licensing. Those are dummy discs. It's not anything there. You have fell for the trick bag. This is the trick bag, baby. I'm telling you right now, you have to understand, you do not own anything. Everything, you might as well just buy it digital, because that physical crap is a farce and a lie. Stop falling for it. We haven't been physical since the last generation. From my understanding, this is going to be a very big year when it comes to Xbox and our Transformer friends.
3, 2, 1. Let the galactic trials begin. Race in alt mode. Fight in bot mode. Play as an Autobot. Or as a Decepticon. Play solo. Play against a friend. Transformers Galactic Trials.
Multiple Transformer games seem to be returning after being delisted. It looks as though multiple Transformer games, which have previously been delisted from marketplaces, could soon be available to purchase once again. Back in 2018, Activision surprisingly made the decision to remove Transformer War of Cybertron, Transformers Fall of Cybertron, Transformers Rise of the Dark Spark, and Transformers Devastation from storefronts. These removals were due to licenses that had expired, which meant that Activision could no longer sell each title. Since then, fans have continued to hope that they will one day return, which now seems to be finally happening. Spotted by TFY Hype Guy on X, formerly, Twitter. All of these aforementioned Transformer games have been spotted once again on X and Steam stores. Seems like PlayStation is excluded from this. This means this the year the Transformers. Shout out to Xbox and Steam for working together like they've always have. It's been fantastic. PlayStation, sit down on the side while we handle this. While none of them are available to buy at this time of this writing, some of these listings are said to be uninitialized for the moment. As a result, it seems clear that something is happening behind the scenes that will soon result in these games being available for purchase. I'm going to talk about this stuff. One big reason why Transformers game could be returning because Activision is under new ownership. With the past, Microsoft became the new owner of Activision and is all of its various titles. As a result, the call to revive these titles, these Transformers video games, now falls at of Xbox. Microsoft could re-up their licenses for the Transformers titles of yesteryear as a simple way of winning over fans. I cannot wait to talk about this because I'm a huge Transformer dude. You guys see my statues. I grew up with the Transformers. We talk about it a lot on ILP, and this is something that I really need to get into. All right, so the Trials game looks really cool. I like Transformers. I've been a Transformer head since a kid. I've done crazy things for Transformers. From just stuff that I don't need to talk about because I don't condone boosting in any form or fashion. And I said boosting, not boofing. Pause, bro. Watch yourself, man. No Diddy. Watch yourself. Yeah, so stuff like that. And I'm a huge Transformer fan. I told you when I cut school with my cousin Reggie, we went to the movie theaters to go see the Transformer the movie. And my mom always told me, if you cut school, bad things will happen. And I cut school, and Optimus Prime died. I cried and boo-hooed in that movie theater, bro. I thought it was my fault. I thought it was a parallel universe. I was like, I've never seen anything like this, like Transformers dying. It was the most horrifying thing that you could ever see. But those games, coming over. So this racing game that you get a chance to transform and shoot it out, that looks like fun, multiplayer fun, have some good times with it. But then the bigger thing is the delisting and relisting of all the Transformer games from the Activision catalog. And that that movie is coming out, the Transformer 1 is getting ready to come out, right? I think if Microsoft is smart, they can get the synergy together the same way that they missed the synergy with the Fallout, but they got the resurgence with the Fallout 76. They can capitalize on that aspect of the synergy. What is it? It's called Tri-Media. And I think they can capitalize on that. That's when you're able to merge different multimedia aspects of a certain content to form some type of like trifecta in which it expounds into a greater scenario. And I haven't seen it for PlayStation. So is it excluded from PlayStation? That is a bigger thing. If you can only get those Transformers games and they say only on Xbox. Well, they can't say that because then you'll be able to purchase them on Steam. So I'm just saying, if it's excluded from PlayStation, how would you feel? If you're a PlayStation dude, let me know how would you feel if those Transformer games is excluded from your platform. How would you feel? What do you care? Do you don't care? And as an Xbox dude, how do you feel about the Activision games being relisted but not activated for purchase? But there's a possibility that it could happen. I think it's going to happen around the time the movie comes out. This is the year to Transformer. But this is the part in the video where I'm going to tell you to like, follow, and subscribe. And I'm going to thank you for watching the whole video. I'm going to thank you for super chatting throughout the video. Remember, every time you super chat throughout the video, you put your hand into the coin and badge ballot for the end of the week. What we do is we get all the super chats throughout the week, and then we put a poll up to see who had the best super chat. And everybody, because the live show is on Friday, everybody get a chance to vote on it, and that winner goes on to get a coin. Now, I'm having an issue with international shipping. But I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to find out if I can do a flat rate. If I could probably do a flat rate with somebody like Pirate Ship or something like that to ship that stuff out to you guys. I think I'm going to have to do that. I'm thinking I'm going to have to go through UPS and do a flat ship rate out to you guys, and it's going to work better that way. But regardless to what, I'm going to make sure that stuff gets out to you guys, because you guys are the priority, right? You made me a priority. I'm making you a priority. But I'm going to take that logo and I'm going to throw it around that Transformers, because I want War for Cybertron back. And I'm going to tell you dudes, try to play the Game Pass.